back from sports. Thank you, Bill. Now on to politics. Good morning, Mississippi. Just 1 week away from the elections and things are heating up in Washington. The election campaign officially ended with yesterday's debate between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. During the last year, while campaigning, both had their ups and downs, their scandals, and both made great promises. Today we have Laura with an expert in the studio.
Thanks, Anastasia. Today we will be talking to expert Professor Cunningham. He's a professor for political science at Ole Miss. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Cunningham.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. I'm really excited to get some insight on this election from you. So let's just get right into our questions. With the upcoming elections, how do you predict Mississippians to vote?
Well, I expect a positive outcome for the Republicans, and I do expect a rather significant lead. Mississippi has a long history, of being a Republican-dominated state, and recent social as well as economic developments will prompt people to stick to their past. Hence my prediction, Mississippi is going to vote Republican.
So you're saying that the past will definitely continue to show in this election?
Yeah, that's right.
But what may be different in this election compared to previous elections, especially the 2008 election between Obama and McCain, especially regarding voters' turnout?
The GOP law is making voting registration harder for a large group of people who don't have a photo ID. Also, I believe Obama will suffer a voter's loss, as it is going to be difficult, even more difficult than in 2008, to mobilize new voters. In the last election, Obama managed to gain support from the young first-time voters, but that won't be as significant this election because a lot of them are disappointed and might not want to re-elect him.
Interesting aspect. So talking about those first-time voters, how do you think that the debates will actually influence our young people that are now supposed to decide what candidate they want to go for?
Good question. I don't think that will have a huge impact, as the percentage of undecided voters is relatively small, but in general the debates have more of an impact on the challenger than they do have on the president, but overall not much of an impact.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we will continue to contact our correspondent Carlotta in Midnight, Mississippi, where she will be joining us to speak to some folks there. Hello, Carlotta.
Thank you, Laura. Good morning, Mississippi. I'm here near Midnight on a farm, actually Mr. Proctor's farm, and I'm going to ask him some questions.
Am I on TV now?
Well, yes.
No.
What is your biggest fear concerning the U.S. election?
What's most important to me is my family and my farm. And I just feel myself represented by Romney the best. That Obama guy, he's trouble. And we don't need no trouble down here south.
Well, why is Obama trouble to you?
He's bad for business. My old buddy, Sam, he had that business running and he got ruined. You know what I'm saying? And, Romney, he's gonna balance the whole thing. I can keep selling my cattle, I'm sure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Proctor. So, Timo, are you interested in politics and are you going to vote?
I didn't even thought about it yet, and I don't know what's going on these days anyways, especially concerning the politics. But I got my own business to do, and I'm just so busy with schoolwork and trying to be able to graduate and helping out my dad in his tobacco store. Yeah, so no time.
Well, did you learn anything about politics in school?
No, not really. I guess you can take some specific AP classes, but probably like 90% don't take them anyway, so it's actually whatever.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
What do you expect from the next U.S. president?
Well, just to be as useless as they have been since Lincoln. During the day, they give us middle-class promises, but at night, they party with the 10% on top. We're just numbers and statistics to them.
What do you think about Obama's healthcare plan?
I don't need no insurance on a piece of paper. All I want is a job.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm here with Professor Miller from the University of Mississippi. So, Mrs. Miller, hello. Why do you think that Mississippi is a red state? How do you explain this to yourself?
Well, most people from Mississippi live on the land and live a very conservative lifestyle. Traditions and religion mean a lot to them. And this is exactly what the conservative Republican Party with its candidate Mitt Romney represents best.
Well, do you think that the political attitude in Mississippi could change one day, or do you think that this is very mistaken?
Well, let's say this. People, especially the young people, often inherit their parents' voting patterns. And now you could expect that people change, students change their political attitude growing up learning about it at school, but that's not the case because we have a very, very bad educational system in Mississippi, so they don't learn to develop their own opinion on politics.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Miller. And now, back to the studio.
Thank you, Carlotta. Now on to the weather.